Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Alfionita. I am from class A semester 6 and my ID student is 11920400013, or you can see it below. Here I make this video to fulfill my examination for English for Islamic studies, and I have an article to share in this session with entitled Forbidden Visibility, Shari'a and Spare in Aceh by Muhammad Nur Ichwan. For the abstract, this article is aimed to explain why organized queer activism in Aceh but could endure only in about 6 years, from 2008 until 2014. It is argued that this has mainly caused by massive expansion of Shari'a sphere since 2001, supported by national and local government and parliament, legal political backup, and societal, religious, cultural forces on the other hand, and weak of the nature the queer movements as counterpublics, characterized with the inadequate resources, mobilization, especially in leadership and in getting support from its social movement communities during the crisis. On the other hand, Shari'a, which is heteronormative, have been used as a discursive and embodied disciplinary power of sexuality for normalizing the excluding the queer, including such as lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, or we call it as LGBT, right? But for the organized visibility triggered the issuances of the Qanun Jinayah in 2014, which is include punishment for some sex activities. It causes them to dissolve their own queer organization. So in Aceh, there is an organization that established the event with LGBT signs. That of course we know that Aceh have their Qanun or law society that that has own law itself. The Qanun is reference to Shari'a sphere, where the LGBT is forbidden in that region. For example, many of investigators such as Dede Utomo, Farid Mutakin, and also Aditya Mahyun studied about LGBT in Aceh, such as Dede Utomo wrote about history of homosexual practices in Aceh, and also Farid Mutakin focused on homosexual and transgender experiences based on his personal encounters with LGBT people during his stay on local staff of the University National of Women. And nonetheless, Aditya Manhyun also studied about the public punishment of the case in 2017, since from Islamic and international law perspective. So when it confronts LGBT emerged in Aceh. Actually, the image of LGBT itself has been appeared in a long time ago. So before the tsunami of 2004 in Aceh, there have been LGBT people in Aceh, but they didn't organize themselves. They had meeting points where they could meet and chat. Many transgender people work in beauty salons, and some of them, along with some gays, were activists in various working in Aceh in neighboring cities such as Medan, of course. However, the post-tsunami or After tsunami, Aceh witnessed the emergence of LGBT activism marked with the official establishment of queer social movement organization, or it can be called as SMO, and communities. The awareness for establishing such as a systematic and organized activism couldn't be separated from the so-called Hartaya case and from the fact that there was a legal gap in which no single canon regulated the LGBT. So actually, because Aceh has veranda of Mecca, or has its canon itself, actually canon is reference to the Shari'a sphere. Shari'a is the regime of the truth in Aceh. So this is the conclusion, right? And since 2001 has been empowered as the official legal reference apart from the national laws. It is used as a disciplining power to normalize the sexual orientation of all Aceh citizens. Apart from the external problems, as mentioned earlier, Aceh queer movements have no adequate leadership, especially after 2004. 2010, outwardly the governed their subjectives to conform with the normalizations forces, but they don't really subscribe to the intended goal of converting their sexual orientation. Maybe it's enough for me to share about my chosen article. So thank you everyone. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.